Matthew Perry hit the big time when he landed the role of Chandler Bing on the hit 90s TV show, Friends. After launching to celebrity status, it was only fair he bagged himself a Hollywood actress for a girlfriend. Over the course of his 30-plus years in the entertainment industry, Perry explored several romantic relationships, including high-profile ones. Despite having everything going for him in terms of his successful Hollywood career, Perry has been vocal about the struggles of maintaining a relationship in the spotlight and has claimed to still be searching for the one. Hi, welcome to YouWannaWatch, and in this video, we're going to talk about the 15 women Friends Matthew Perry dated. Number 1. Valerie Bertinelli. In his memoir, Matthew admits to having a secret makeout session with Valerie Bertinelli while her then-husband, the late Eddie Van Halen, was passed out a few feet away. According to Matthew, they had a long, elaborate makeout session, and he said that maybe Valerie felt the same way as he did. Matthew also said to Valerie that he had thought about doing that for a long time. Matthew wrote that he fell madly in love with Valerie when they played siblings in the short-lived 1990 CBS sitcom Sydney, claiming that she was clearly in a troubled marriage with Van Halen at the time. He revealed that he had elaborate fantasies about her leaving the rock star and them running away together before he finally made a move. Number 2. Trisha Fisher. Around the time A Night in the Life of Jimmy Reardon wrapped filming, Matthew began dating Trisha Fisher, Carrie Fisher's half-sister. At the time, he was 18 years old. He described the lengths to which his relationship with her grew, noting that things quickly shifted from emotional to physical. Despite her desire to advance their romance, Matthew recalled his decision to wait. My firmness, at least in my conviction to wait, lasted 2 months. The makeout sessions that didn't lead anywhere were beginning to cause both of us to hyperventilate, he wrote. They split for a while, but later in life they reconnected. Years later, Trisha and I would date again while Friends was at its peak, Matthew noted. She didn't abandon me, but old fears crept up, and I ended the relationship. Number 3. Gwyneth Paltrow. Matthew opens up about a few former flings, including Gwyneth Paltrow, in his memoir, describing their brief makeout session in a closet the summer before Friends premiered in 1994. When the subject came up during an interview, Matthew pondered what the actress might think of the excerpt. Hopefully she'll think it's a cute story, he says. I wouldn't like it if Gwyneth Paltrow despised me. Number 4. Julia Roberts. Matthew's first high-profile girlfriend was Julia Roberts, with whom he began dating while filming an episode of Friends. The actor recounted in his memoir how Roberts agreed to guest star on the hit sitcom, noting that she was eager to be a part of his character's storyline. Matthew stated that he traveled to New Mexico with her to Ring in 1996 and met her family. He wrote on his memoir he let Julia in both figuratively and literally and began their relationship, and they are already a couple when they started filming the Friends Super Bowl episode. Matthew and Julia dated for a few months before breaking up, much to Julia's surprise. According to Matthew, Julia was too much for him, that he had been constantly certain she will eventually break up with him because he thought he was not enough for her. He was broken, bent, and unlovable. Number 5. Gabrielle Allon. In his memoir, Matthew briefly discussed his relationship with Veep producer Gabrielle Allon, whom he referred to as Gabi, as well as a time in his life when he realized alcohol had taken control of him. Love of alcohol had indeed become the helmsman of my life, but I don't think I realized just how much it controlled me until one night when I was out with my girlfriend at the time. Gabi, he writes, adding that she would go on to write for Veep and a bunch of other stuff and be a friend for life. He remembered the first time he became obsessed with alcohol after the then couple went to a magic show in University City and returned to Gabrielle's house. Gabi didn't have any alcohol at home, which is, of course, totally fine, but for me at the age of 21, all of a sudden this creeping feeling came over me for the first time. I felt my blood on fire for more to drink. Number 6. Jamie Tarses. Jamie and Matthew met before being cast in Friends in 1994, and they dated for several years after she divorced her then-husband, Fox TV producer Dan McDermott. He valued this relationship, describing her as the most magical, beautiful, and intelligent woman he had ever met. He went on to say that she was there for him during his substance abuse problems, which contributed to his decision to end things. Matthew stated that he needed time to process being sober, and to adequately compensate Jamie for 2 years of giving up a large portion of his own busy and important life by essentially being his nurse, he ended their relationship. Number 7. Yasmine Bleeth. Matthew's Friends character, Chandler Bing, had a crush on Yasmine Bleeth after seeing her in Baywatch. In one of those iconic episodes of Friends, Matthew had no qualms about admitting how his heart always skips a beat for Yasmine, and the two eventually dated in real life. Matthew almost immediately began publicly dating actress Yasmine Bleeth after his public breakup with Julia Roberts. In the 1990s, she was best known for her role on Baywatch. Despite the fact that it was brief, fans were intrigued to see Matthew actually pull this off, given Chandler's comments on the show. As of now, 𝗬tože has retired completely from acting. Number 8. Natasha Wagner. Matthew mentioned his relationship with Natasha Wagner, the daughter of Natalie Wood and Richard Gregson, in his memoir. He called her beautiful, smart, caring, and sexy, and added, "She had it all, she was perfect." They parted ways because he needed more and had not dated Natasha properly, but they remain friends. Number 9. Neve Campbell. Matthew made a habit out of dating his co-stars in the 90s when he began seeing his 3 to Tango scene partner Neve Campbell. While filming the film in 1998, the couple became close. They called it quits before the rom-com was even released in theaters the following year. Number 10. Maeve Quinlan. The whole 9 yards actor had his first serious relationship with soap star Maeve Quinlan. From 2002 to 2003, the bold and the beautiful alum, who played Megan Conley for over 10 years, was linked to Matthew. It's unclear what caused their breakup, but fans believe they ended on good terms because they posed together at a charity event in 2006. We are nearing the end of our video, but before we proceed, we would like to ask you to please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel at www.youtube.com/c/YouWannaWatch2022 and follow us on our Facebook page at www.facebook.com/YouWannaWatch. Any support you provide us will help us provide you with more and better content. Okay, now back to the story. Number 11. Cameron Diaz. In his new memoir, Friends actor Matthew Perry claims that he once had an extremely bad date with Hollywood star Cameron Diaz, in addition to sharing details of tougher times in his life. Matthew claims in his book Friends, Lovers, and the Big Terrible Thing, which delves deeply into the actor's personal life and career in the spotlight, that he was set up on a group date with Diaz back in 2007 and that she immediately stoned and had no interest in him at all. Matthew recalls trying to say something witty during a game of Pictionary on their date before Cameron accidentally hit him in the face while aiming for his shoulder. Number 12. Lauren Graham. Lauren Graham is best known for her role as Rory Gilmore on Gilmore Girls. Lauren revealed that she was close to dating Friends Matthew Perry. Lauren had a number of failed relationships during her time on Gilmore Girls. Matthew was one of those false starts, according to her book, Talking as Fast as I Can. Lauren explains in her memoir that she met Matthew at an event and that the two flirted but never went any further. She described Matthew as her friend who I almost but never exactly dated, or her FWIABNED. Lauren claims Matthew is special to her, but she did not elaborate on their relationship or how the media linked them as a couple. The couple dated in 2003 before splitting up amicably. Several news outlets reported in 2008 that the former couple was seen holding hands at a party. Lauren claims that those reports were false. She insists that they never dated, but it appears that they may have flirted for years before both moving on. Number 13. Rachel Dunn. In 2003, Matthew began dating professional volleyball player Rachel Dunn. When Friends ended, the athlete made several public appearances with the Emmy nominee and was dating her. Unlike the majority of his relationships, which he famously keeps private, Matthew openly discussed his time with the former fashion student. With Rachel in my life, I know that I can be very committed and not some selfish guy who just wants to hang out with friends. I want to spend time with my girlfriend and explore what it means to have a much closer relationship than I've previously had time for, he told to the Evening Standard in 2004. Number 14. Lizzy Caplan. Matthew's longest relationship was with Mean Girls co-star Lizzy Caplan, though they kept their relationship relatively quiet while dating. Though he does not mention Lizzy by name in his memoir, he does mention that their romance began as friends with benefits. After 6 years together and nearly getting engaged, the couple split up in 2012. He wrote that their breakup still bothers him. "All my fears reared up like a snake," he penned. "I often think if I'd asked her to marry me, now we'd have 2 kids and a house. Instead, I'm some schmuck who's alone in his house at 53. And finally, at number 15, we have Molly Hurwitz. Matthew started dating literary manager Molly Hurwitz in 2018 and proposed to her in November 2020. "I decided to get engaged," Matthew said. "Luckily, I happened to be dating the greatest woman on the face of the planet at this time." Despite Matthew's celebrity, the two maintained a low-key relationship. Molly shared a sweet tribute to Valentine's Day 2020 on her private Instagram page. "Second year as my Valentine, but his first as an Instagram influencer," she wrote, referring to the actor's massive fan base. "HVD to my personal favorite." 6 months later, the actor proposed while in rehab in Switzerland. However, the two called it quits for good in June 2021. "Sometimes things just don't work out, and this is one of them," Matthew told People. All the best to Molly. The sad news of Matthew and Molly's breakup came during the heels of the highly anticipated Friends reunion back in 2021, which saw Matthew reuniting with his former co-stars from the hit NBC sitcom. What do you think about Matthew Perry and the women he had dated? Did we miss anyone or anything that you think should have been included? Let us know your thoughts by writing a comment on this video. If you're interested in our other videos, just hover over the videos and just press play. Until next time, watchers, thank you for watching our video.